Okay. Interesting. Okay, good morning, Ollie. I am going live on TikTok. I got some texts this morning when I saw right as I was going live, so I was like, okay, you know what? Let me look at these texts real quick. But hey, we are live. Good morning, DXY meltdown. I saw that. That's really interesting. So okay, let me look at unemployment real quick. Maybe it's on Yahoo Finance because I knew that there was a report today. I just forgot. Oh my goodness. Ooh, this is not good. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, I'm sure. I need to process this in real time. Give me a second. Hello, optimistic. Hello, everyone. Um, let me read this article here real quick. Unemployment, U.S. unemployment. This is the key. This is the biggest thing. I mean, there's two big things that will cause the Fed to want to lower rates. One is inflation's coming down. Okay, but maybe they wouldn't want to lower rates if inflation's coming down. Oh shoot. All right. Sorry. Yeah, thank you, Will, for letting me know. All right, I need to edit something on YouTube here. Oh, dude. Okay. Um, visibility public, not members. Okay, we're good with public now. All right. So I am YouTube. I'm live on YouTube. I accidentally had it set to members only, but it's now public. All right. So I'm just now on this live stream seeing that U.S. unemployment rose to 4.3%. And so it is, yeah, I sound scatterbrained. Yeah, I forgot to check unemployment, basically, is the thing. The unemployment report, that's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. Good morning, Randy and Lavi. All right, let me read this article. I'm going to read this article. The U.S. economy added fewer jobs than expected in July, while the unemployment rate unexpectedly rose to its highest level in nearly 3 years, the latest sign of a broader summer slowdown in the U.S. labor market. Data from the U.S. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics released Friday showed the labor market added 114,000 non-farm payroll jobs in July, fewer additions than the 175,000 expected by economists. Please stop spamming your stupid meme coin. I don't care. Meanwhile, the unemployment rose 4.3%, up from 4.1% in June. The unemployment rate is now at its highest level since October 2021. July's job additions came in lower. Yeah, okay. So that's higher than expected. This is why you see the DXY is crashing. This is why the DXY is crashing, because what does that mean? That means that, it was already pretty much 100% that they were going to cut rates. It was already 100% that the Fed was going to cut rates. The question that it's great news. The question that I want to know now. Oh, yep. So now the CME FedWatch tool estimates that they're going to cut rates by 50 basis points and not by 25 basis points. So 50 basis points is a 62.5% chance now that they're going to do a 0.5% cut in rates. That's the update. And so it's really interesting what's happening right now. The DXY is plummeting. Bitcoin is up. The Dow Jones is down. The Russell 2000 is down. The NASDAQ is down. DXY is down. So something's got to give. I don't know. I'm processing this in real time, but there is no doubt they are going to cut rates. in September. The thing that even I'm wondering is if maybe they'll cut rates in maybe they'll call an emergency Fed meeting. That's the thing that has me down, has me wondering. Maybe they'll that's what they did in 2007. They called an emergency Fed meeting. So, all right, Will Johnson says Bitcoin is down. It's down today. Yeah, it is still performing better than the stocks right now. I'm being cautious, but I'd rather lose some money than miss out on potential for massive gains. Yeah, rates got cut in the UK. I did see that. I'm a little nervous right now, short term. I'm curious to know how this is going to play itself out, because stocks and crypto will rise immediately after the first rate cuts. But I'm thinking back to 2007. We went down. Everything went down leading into that first rate cut as we were seeing signs of weakness in the economy. Does that mean that stocks and crypto are going to go down now until that first rate cut, September 18th, or if they called an emergency Fed meeting? So again, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Okay, I am just now processing all of this. I've been live for 6 minutes. I'm just now processing all of this because I forgot to look at the unemployment report before going live. And so I had to do that while I was live. So hello, Neil. Alex, do you expect render to go so much down? Did I expect render to go so much down? Remember, I didn't like the render chart yesterday, and so I decided not to buy some ahead of the NVIDIA earnings report. So I did not expect it to go this far down, and I'm pretty nervous about it short term. So hopefully great buying opportunities ahead. I hope so. Why would stocks drop if now a 50 basis point cut is on the table? Wouldn't it be the opposite? It's one of these weird things. Okay, rate cuts are short-term bullish but long-term bearish. But I mean, you gotta think just straightforward with this. Okay, 50% unemployment, or sorry, 50% unemployment. Excuse me, 4.3% unemployment is bad. That's why the stocks are going down. DCA, my peeps. Do I need to sell? I'm not selling. I'm just, all right. I'm processing this information in real time. I'm a little bit more nervous right now than I was before the unemployment report I guess for the month of August. Okay. I've been saying, I think August is going to be at the end of this month. We're going to be higher with Bitcoin and most cryptos than where we are now. And I'm saying now, after seeing this unemployment report and remembering what happened in 2007, I am a little bit less confident in that. But give me some time to think through this for sure. Bitcoin fear and greed at 43. It can go much lower than that. Do we wait to DCA into alts or invest now? I'm sticking with my plan. All right, let me look at Cardano. I had these altcoin entries that filled pretty well. You know, if it's spot, I'm holding on to my spot. I might close my Cardano long. I've been wanting to buy. I've been wanting to buy close to the bottom. I bought a lot of spot. I'm keeping spot. You have your whole life ahead of you. Why all the fear? I am nothing about this is causing me to be afraid. Listen to me. I'm not afraid right now. I'm taking information and I'm processing that information. So I'm ready to go however this market goes. And yeah, on a long enough timeline, Bitcoin is a killer. It's amazing. Is dollar yen something we are underestimating? I'll be honest with you, Simon. I need to do more research on what happens. I've heard lots and lots about dollar yen. I don't have enough of a backing in that to communicate clearly why that should be something that we're underestimating. But I do want to look into that more. Caspa prediction $1.07. I'm sorry, Adam. I'm not gonna look at Colt right now. I heard so. Wait to DCA into alt or invest now. I think now is a much better time to DCA than any time in the last 3 months. So, all right. I heard about FTX are contacting people to back. I heard influencers received emails about it. Did you hear? Just rumor. I never got FTX. I never used FTX, so I don't know. Hello, Duke. Maybe a dump this morning, react to unemployment, followed by a pump this afternoon, react to rate cuts expectations. It's possible. You know, this is certainly an immediate reaction. Unemployment being 4.3% is definitely going to cause some people to sell. And maybe, so this is usually kind of a thing that happens, is initially we have this sell, and then boom, somebody else comes in and sees, all right, they're going to cut rates maybe by 50 basis points in September, and they're going to buy this in anticipation of that. I mean, I would not take this initial reaction to the unemployment report as it's the end of the world. So swing trade reversal is better than DCA for sure. That's how I roll. What would be local top, Alex? I have $80,000 Bitcoin. What time scale do you class as short term? I mean, if I'm a little bit more concerned for August, I would say August. You know, I'm bullish for September, or not September. I'm bullish for after they cut rates, which is September 18th. Little late thoughts on unemployment. It's a huge deal. Now, DXY is plummeting, but stocks are also plummeting, and Bitcoin's not holding up very well after it seemed like it was going to hold up well. Well, Bitcoin's holding up fine. So the fact that the DXY is plummeting makes me think that there's so many different thoughts. I mean, yeah, the DXY is plummeting. That's something else we need to take into consideration right now. You know, what usually follows after that is, you know, perhaps an initial dump here, and then people are going to come in and buy it. I know that I'm sounding really scattered. I really wish I remembered to read that unemployment report before going live. Why is the DXY going down? Because they're going to lower rates even more aggressively now. So thank you, James. All right, Adam, for sure. Dow crashing, unemployment 4.3%. Yep. EGLD price prediction, I don't have one, sorry. Do you think the bull run be shorter and more intense than first predicted? I'm saying local top in 2024. And I think 2025 is going to be pretty rough. Okay? But then once the rates are lowered possibly to zero, and once they turn on the money printer again, mega bullish, insanely bullish. Good morning, Victor. Will we ever see sub 50-cent arrow again? In the bear market? I don't think anytime. I don't think short term. No. Varney stated sell is worldwide. Yeah, sure. Is this good for alts? DXY going down should be good for altcoins. Let's let this process through the system. 4.3% unemployment. ADA and Matic a buy and hold. I think those are fine. In your opinion, is buying mining equipment really worth the effort in 2024 and beyond? I know very little about buying mining equipment. I've never used a Bitcoin miner. So, render price prediction $35. SEC XRP delayed. If the news droops unexpectedly, who knows? Sure, yeah, XRP could do well. AOs and render price prediction $340 for AOs, $35 for render. What about layer 2s for Ethereum? I'm not really. I mean, Matic. I'll buy some Polygon. I own some Polygon. I think layer 2s for Ethereum was a 2021 play. Casper price prediction $1.07. Pendle this year higher. Why did you lose faith in quant? I mean, look at the chart. That's why I've lost faith in quant. It could still, quant does what quant does. Quant's the honey badger. It could still do well. Don't apologize. It's actually useful to see how you think through this. Thank you, Ollie. Hope we get back to at least March highs for alts. That would be nice. You think they will cut rates in 2024? I don't think. It is going to happen. There's no doubt about it. It's going to happen. They are going to cut rates in 2024. Gold mining equipment will always come in handy. Okay. Good buy-in for render. You think we're at the bottom? It's falling. It's straight down right now. I don't know. Something's up with render. Which narrative is still sleeping? Probably something that's not even on my radar. Can Akash do $10? I don't know what my Akash price target is. Let's see. DXY broke a trend line from 2021 on the daily. Yeah, DXY dumping is super bullish, but it's like everything's dumping. Yeah, September rate cut imminent, but really, I wouldn't be surprised if they called an emergency Fed meeting between now and September 18th. I mean, we have a month and a half until that Fed meeting. And what if, so guys, think about this. What if unemployment is unexpectedly bad in August too, or early September? What if it goes up to 4.5 or 4.6? I don't know if they're going to want to wait until September 18th to cut rates. They're going to want to get ahead of this. But here's a big thing. Again, I'm processing all of this in real time. I'm telling you guys, I've been telling you for so long. We're not having a soft landing. You've got to be prepared for something really brutal that's coming. We have about a year, maybe more than a year, until we have, in my opinion, something similar to the Lehman collapse in 2008. Okay? All right, first Japan collapses, then USA and Europe. Yeah, and so they cut 5 basis points in September, 50 basis points. Now it's an estimate that it's a 50 basis point rate cut. But this idea, it's been utter nonsense this whole time. Anyone talking about we're going to have a soft landing, I don't want to scare you too much because there's still money to be made. There's still a lot of money to be made short term, 2024. But I would encourage you all the more to get it out of your head that we're going to hit $200,000 Bitcoin, $300,000 Bitcoin in November of 2025. That's nonsense. I know why people are stuck in that frame of mind, but it's Bitcoin, even Bitcoin itself, short term, cannot survive a hard landing in the economy. I am quite convinced that Bitcoin is going to be lower at the end of 2025 than where it is now. But next few months, I think it's going to be higher than where it is now. So just keep it in mind, okay? I'm not the only one speaking on this issue. Maybe other people are right and I'm wrong, but I just can't see it. I can't see that we're going to have this normal 4-year, even when, I don't know, man. Chances of 0% rates in your opinion. Much higher than a lot of other people are saying. If we have a hard landing, which I think we will, rates will go to 0. They will lower rates to 0. Quantitative easing functions much better in a 0 interest rate environment than in any other environment. It doesn't work all that well when there's 3% interest rates. And they're going to do quantitative easing. They're going to turn it on. Next Fed meeting, they're probably also going to announce, I would assume, that they're done tightening. So at some point, they were unwinding their balance sheet to the tune of $60 billion a month. Now in June, since June, they've been doing $25 billion a month. I would assume at the next Fed meeting that they're going to just cut that out entirely and stop unwinding. Let me look up the Fed balance sheet. In your opinion, is selling late 2024 too soon? I always had a plan to sell 250 days after the halving. I'm telling you, man. I am not selling. If you sell 250 days after the halving, in my opinion, my humble opinion, my arrogant opinion, okay, that's going to be too late. Wait, 250 days after? Never mind. No, that's actually good. Sorry, I was thinking that you were talking about a year and a half after the halving, which is when most people think that everything's going to peak. So Fed balance sheet. So yeah, 250 days after the halving might be okay. Late 2024, early 2025. We just got to play it by ear. We've got to see where this is going. Okay. Worst case scenario, in my opinion, is all right. In 2019, Bitcoin rallied really hard for like 2 weeks after the first rate cut, and then it dumped 40%. So if we saw something similar this time around, where Bitcoin rallied hard after the first rate cut, and then we saw some kind of a dump, this is new information that I'm presenting to you. I might consider exiting into fiat, and then maybe that would be it. But again, I believe that rally after the first rate cut would be a new all-time high. So I've been saying 2 to 4 months, but we're going to play this by ear. Okay, we're not married to any one idea. Price prediction for Ethereum, $11,689. What would 0% interest rates mean for crypto? Oh my goodness. To the moon. Insanely bullish. Like my price targets, $155,000 Bitcoin, $11,689 Ethereum. Throw all of that out the window because it's going much higher than those price targets. But there's a lot of pain before then. Before zero interest rates, there's a lot of pain. In a hard landing scenario, I figure some things would hold up much better than others. Walmart, alcohol sales, farming, etc. But at the start of the hard landing, would those also drop significantly? They would drop and they'd have a V-shaped recovery. I have been DCAing into Walmart. You know, I have high risk and I have low risk, okay? I have been DCAing into Walmart. No, that is not a crypto. I'm talking about the stock. You know, I have super high risk and super low risk in my portfolio. Yeah, no way soft landing, economy slowing, and unemployment's higher for sure. Bitcoin will touch 155K and drop when? What's your timeline, Black Wolf? And I don't know if I'm even going to see it. 110K Bitcoin max. Take a look at Nikkei Japan Index. Let's take a look at Nikkei. I really need to do research into the yen and dollar correlation. All right, so it's down 5.81%. I mean, isn't the Dow down similarly? Bitcoin is doing all right. Yeah, DXY is just going in the tank. That's got to be that on a long enough timeline. That's got to be good for Bitcoin. Dow is down. Okay, so wow. All right. So Dow is down 1.74%. The Nasdaq is down 3.14%. The Russell is down 3.93%. And then the Nikkei is down almost 6%. So that's pretty wild. Yeah. What will lowering rates do to crypto at this stage? Short term, I mean, it could be a couple weeks, it could be a couple months. That's very bullish for crypto. That'll send crypto much higher. But what most people, what you're hearing from most people is to the moon. Immediately after they cut rates, off to the moon, nonstop, next year and a half. And all you have to do is look at historically what happens when they cut rates. We enter a recession between 0 and 12 months. Okay, 2025, we will enter a recession. And it's not just going to be in the United States. It'll be in Japan. It'll be in Europe. With the alt season come near a local top, there will be, in my opinion, a new all-time high in the total 1, total 2 crypto market cap. The altcoin market cap will put in a new all-time high. Some will do amazing, some will do poorly. Could 0% interest rates occur by the end of 2024 or in 2025? There's no way it will happen in 2024 unless we saw a black swan event like COVID. That's the only way it would happen in 2024. But otherwise, and honestly, that would be like, I don't want to call it a blessing. You know, if COVID didn't happen, I'm convinced that Bitcoin would have bottomed out at like $4,000 or $5,000 as they were lower, you know, grinding rates down in 2020. I'm convinced it would have been $4,000 or $5,000 by the end of 2020, and then we would have had the bull run. But instead, COVID came, rates went to zero, all this liquidity entered the market, and we were ready. We were ready for this big epic bull run. But if that doesn't happen this time around, which I don't think it will, then we're just going to grind down. You know, rates are going to grind down. And the grinding down of the rates is bearish. That's not going to be good for us. The bottoming out of the rates and the injection of all that liquidity into the market is mega, mega bullish. But there's no way this is happening by the end of 2024 unless there's something massive, you know, COVID level, that rates would go to zero. Will you buy any more AOs leading up to the NVIDIA earnings? No, I bought 4,000. That's enough for me. What would cause a Lehman-style crash event? Just a further breakdown of things. You know, we've got unemployment rising. We have. I'm still convinced that the Silicon Valley bank collapse was a bit of a canary in a coal mine. So we see banking starting to get weakened a lot more. Because, I mean, guys, listen. They raised rates so fast that a lot of banks have all these massive unrealized losses. And they're just hoping to weather out the storm because they were told to buy T-bills. You know, they were told to load up. They were told by the Fed, load up on all these T-bills at these insanely low rates. And now rates are, you know, 5.5%. And they're massively underwater on these T-bills. These T-bills are worthless. And so they're trying to ride out the storm, trying to get to a point where they'll be worth something again. Which means, again, that rates have to go to zero. Oh man, Bitcoin is just insanely volatile right now. Last time I looked at it, it was $65,000. Now it's at 64.3. This is an insane day. This is a crazy day right now. This is insane. Thank you, someone who agrees with me. Okay, good morning, Luxury Cigar Review. A price prediction on AVAX 220 something, I don't know. Australia won't go into recession due to our mining sector. I'm happy for you. All right, VeChain Only Way expects 94K Bitcoin this year. I hope you're right. That would be awesome. We were insulted and didn't see one in 2008. Australia, yeah. Alts would do how many X in local top? Man, should we just ride the wave, man? Just ride it. Don't worry about how many X's. I don't know. Okay. Any price prediction update for Jasmine and LCX? No. All right, hold on a second. Let's see. If historical data proves that a recession follows interest rate cuts, why is it considered to be a bullish event for crypto? Short term for like a month or two, because that's what happened in 2007. They cut rates, the Dow Jones rallied to a new all-time high, and then it was over. So I think something similar would happen. All right, let's see. What platform do you use to buy and monitor stocks? Webull and Robinhood. Let's see. Good day to buy some NASDAQ 100 for the long run. For short term, not for the long run. No, I think the NASDAQ 100 is going to go much lower in 2025 than where it is now. I was looking to exit completely once Bitcoin gets to close to 100K, like 95K. Thoughts? If you're waiting for 95K, you might end up being a bag holder. So, and that is local top. Again, I'm saying local top in 2024. Are you potentially out of crypto end of 2024 into early 2025? That has been my plan. Watch my pinned video. I am expecting to be 90% out of crypto by the end of this year. What's your opinion on Bepe launch? I haven't looked into it yet. I really want to know how many people are using it. Link price prediction, $58.33. Did you buy TARS AI? Yes, I did. But reducing interest rates is bullish in general. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that they will sell all their crypto if they cut rates. No, it's short-term bullish. Yeah, it's short-term bullish, not long-term. Coach Ty uploaded a video today. He talked about a Black Swan event. He said also probably happens. I don't know what that means, but I watched this video talking about it. I'll check that out, Saad. I mean, that would, in a nutshell, why are you exiting end of the year? Watch my pinned video. A Black Swan event is the only thing that would make me think that Bitcoin would be over $100,000, $200,000 by the end of 2025. If we had a Black Swan event, and if the Fed responded by lowering rates to zero and by injecting, you know, all the liquidity into the market, then I'm telling you, I mean, Bitcoin would probably go under $30,000 in the event of a Black Swan event. But at that point, that would be what we would need for Bitcoin to rally to well over six figures by the end of 2025. A Black Swan event is the only thing that would make me think that Bitcoin will be in the stratosphere at the end of 2025. If we do not have a Black Swan event, isn't that, and that's kind of like opposite, right? You would think a Black Swan event would be bad. I mean, if it's like devastating, like absolutely devastating Black Swan event, we'll have to analyze the nature of that Black Swan event. But if it's something that we can make our way through, like, forgive me, like COVID, what is a Black Swan event? Something unexpected that shocks the system, basically, like COVID. If interest go to zero in 2025, would it mean bull run peak then? No. They lower interest rates to zero or bottom out interest rates when there's peak fear. Okay, so the lowering of interest rates to zero would be in the midst of something really terrifying. And so then after that, it's off to the races. Are you seeing sell all at the end of the year, then buy back in 2025 for the higher tops in 2026? Essentially, yes, but we have a long way to go between now and then. Somebody asked about Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is on a tear right now. It's at 56.66%. And some of you, I mean, I know you really want to make your killing on altcoins until we see some kind of a reversal in Bitcoin dominance. For a large majority of you, that's the play. You should just buy Bitcoin right now. Could the tension in the Middle East play a factor in changing the cycle? It could, but I'm not going to wait for that. You know, we were talking about World War III in 2022. So we still, you know, you just got to roll with the punches here. If a recession might come in 2025, would you recommend exiting the market by December? Again, Don, yes, pretty much. But let's roll with the punches. Watch my pinned video on my TikTok account. Good entry on AXGT now. I don't know, Nisa. I'm not going to be able to look into that. Good afternoon, Crowman. Do you think a cyber attack could cause a Black Swan? It's possible. I'm open to. I just don't know. Can Bitcoin go fill the 10K gap if a Swan event in S&P 500 goes to 1600? If the S&P goes to 1600, it's entirely possible that Bitcoin could go to 10K. Now, all right, some of you are going to hear that and you're going to panic, right? Do I think Bitcoin's going to 10K? No. I am wondering, in the event of a recession, how much the S&P would crash, the NASDAQ, the Dow. And in a scenario like is being laid out here, where the S&P would go to 1600, I would think that there's a decent possibility that Bitcoin would go to 10K. Anything is possible, guys. And don't be scared by that. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. What would you consider a short-term bullish when they cut rates? Again, watch my pinned video on my TikTok account. 2 to 4 months. 2 to 4 months. Will you exit the regular market as well? No, I won't sell my gold. I won't sell my shares of Walmart. My shares of Verizon. Verizon's pretty much a stable coin. I'll probably sell some other things. Pick one, AOs or render at this price. AOs. Ondo dumping. Let me see Ondo. I mean, lots of things are dumping. But let's see if Ondo's doing anything special. Yeah, it's down 7%. So Ondo's probably going to go back down to the bottom of its range that it's been in. You know, it was in a range for a while, had a false breakout, went back down into that range. I could see it going down at this point to 70.5 cents, something like that. So, dot bull run price target, $48 and change. Good afternoon, Crowman. Okay, yes, I see LCX. Do you think it's 5x by the end of the year? It's possible. I'm 90% Bitcoin, but should I look at Caspa? Caspa has been a killer. So Caspa is not immune to what's going on right now after the shock of that unemployment report. It might be at a good entry right now. We'll see. I'm trying to figure out if this is a false breakout. It broke through its previous all-time high. But is that a false breakout? I don't know. So what is a black swan? I already answered that question. Picked up a big bag of Noble Blocks in your call. Cool. What do you say about Dodge Car? What Dodge Car? Cubic's burning 80% of their tokens. All right, I don't own any Cubic. Are you going to buy during this dip or just holding? All right. Ollie on YouTube posed a thought that I don't think is a bad idea. There's two different mindsets, two different things that I'm thinking through right now. Number one is, again, 2007, leading into the rate cut. Crypto didn't exist at that time, but leading into the rate cut, the stock market just went down pretty hard. I'm not saying like enormous. I'm saying like, I don't remember the exact percentage, maybe 10-15%. That's really hard for stocks, you know? And then they cut rates, and then the Dow Jones for 2 months rallied to a new all-time high. And so if that scenario plays out, I'm not quite interested in buying this dip because I think it'll go lower. But then Ollie on YouTube posed a different scenario, which is, you know, we're having this panic happen right now with unemployment being unexpectedly high. And so what would that initially trigger is an immediate sell-off from bots and algorithms around the world, and maybe some retail gets in and panics. And then somebody, some smart money maybe, is forward thinking and thinking like, you know what? Short-term bullish after they cut rates, I want to get in, and maybe we would see a reversal even today. So I've not checked out Josh on Solana, no. Let's pump HEEHEE. All right, Nisa, double my HEEHEE bag. We are going to do a giveaway today. Let's get to 10,000 likes on the live stream. Let's see. Do you think it's worthwhile getting into MAGA prior to election results? Yeah, but sell like a week before the election. Don't be... People are going to sell. They're not going to sell on election day. They're going to sell a week before. Every time Bitcoin crashes, alts bleed bad, and then recovering doesn't bring alts back. If this keeps up, our altcoins will keep getting destroyed as Bitcoin stays in this range. That's pretty much how it works 80% of the time. Yeah. Do you think a ship's Inu target? Yes, I do. All right, let's see. ICP and Linkabuy. They both entered buy zones that I've been waiting for, so sure. Alex, I have 150K in Apple stock. Should I be thinking of selling? Not right now. And listen, I'm not a financial advisor. Thank you, Big Red Bands. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not a stock guy. I don't own any Apple stock. I like Apple stock long term for sure, but you know, I mean, man. My mindset with stocks, I really like buying and holding stocks. I like buying and holding. I like reinvesting the dividends. I like riding the waves. I like not riding the waves. I like just, that's something, HODL is a fantastic thing to do with the right stocks. And so I'm not entirely comfortable saying that you should sell Apple stock. Do I think it's going to be lower at the end of 2025 than it is now? Yes. But it's going to be really difficult to time that. Buying the bottom is scary. It's terrifying. And you're going to hear lots and lots of people on the day, if it plays out like this, that the stock market is lower than where it is now and at the end of 2025, that on the day of the bottom, you're going to hear from 98% of people, we're going much lower. And that will have been the bottom. And will you be able to buy? Will you be able to have the strength to buy back in when 98% of people are telling you that you're stupid to do so? That's a dangerous game to play. So with stocks, I'm more comfortable holding on to stocks and riding it out. Because we're not talking about 90% drops, 95% drops, like with altcoins. We're talking about 40% drops. 40% drops with crypto, we call that Tuesday. You know, it's like, anyway. A black swan event like a war in the Middle East and America will join the war. I mean, is that a black swan event? And the other thing that I would say is like, war is generally bullish. Do you think Akash can hit $50? I mean, nuclear war, I would assume, is not bullish. My Akash price target is $27.13. I mean, I'm not speaking historically about nuclear war, obviously, but that's definitely not bullish. But I don't think we wouldn't enter some kind of nuclear war. So you're expecting Fed to lower rates in September. I am expecting it, but I'm also saying it's happening. The only reason why it wouldn't happen is if they had an emergency meeting and they lowered sooner, which I wouldn't be shocked if they did. Thoughts on MPL? Don't know anything about MPL. Did you say Link AI to 58? What? Chainlink to $58. Do you think crypto will do well in August? I have been saying that I thought crypto would do well in August, but this unemployment report today makes me a little bit hesitant to say that now. It's very possible, yeah, crypto will do well in August. Do you have a Doge price target? Oh, shoot. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the likes. All right, let's do a HEEHEE giveaway. All right, we'll do this 2 hours. Between now and 1 p.m. Eastern time, we have about 2 hours. If you buy 0.2 Solana worth of HEEHEE, you will automatically be entered into a contest, into a raffle, to where you could win $100 worth of HEEHEE. So 0.2 Solana worth of HEEHEE gets you into, automatically, it's all on the blockchain, gets you into a contest where you could win $100 worth. So every day there's usually somewhere between 20 and 30 people who enter, and now's your chance, you know. So 0.2 Solana gets you $100 potentially. Good morning, Sir Alex. Thank you for because I won't do it. What? Thanks for your HW because I won't do it. Homework. Why didn't the Fed wait 2 days for unemployment rates before deciding on rate changes? It's scheduled out months and months in advance. So thank you so much, Sabi. Who was yesterday's winner? I announced it on my X account. All right, so it's a wallet address. I have no idea who owns that wallet. Injective bull run price target, please. Over $300. Hello, Chris. Ondo and Illuvium price prediction. Ondo 371, Illuvium $1,000. Best to be out of crypto before election, especially that interest will be down probably by 0.5 to 1%. I don't know. I don't think so. No, you cannot sell 0.2 HEEHEE to enter. Get out of here, man. No, yeah, 0.2 HEEHEE. You can sell 0.2 HEEHEE. No, you won't enter. James Naughton, someone is a clown. Okay. Pendle down to 314. Good entry or think it goes lower? I mean, I love Pendle. You guys know I love Pendle. It had that is a lower low on the daily, so I'm a little bit disappointed with how Pendle has been doing lately. But I have so much conviction in Pendle. When Trump wins, Bitcoin will get to 180K next year. Whew. I disagree. I disagree, man. Sri Lanka. All right. I've said this before. I'll gladly say the name, the capital of Sri Lanka, and butcher it, and you might as well just cover your ears because I'm totally gonna butcher this. But Sri Jayawardena Pura Kote. I did it. I did it. What do you think Bitcoin will be? I think it's going to peak at $80,000 in 2024. After that, there will be a time when it'll be well over $100,000. What are your thoughts on Jasmine? I like Jasmine a lot. I saw some news a couple months ago about Apple using it. Have you heard any updates on that? I have not, no. CVO Crypto. CVO Crypto is in the house. Bro, you murdered it. I know I did. I know I murdered the capital of Sri Lanka. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I tried. You know, I know how to spell it. So don't make fun of somebody who mispronounces a word. That means that they've read it. That all that means is that they've read it. So XLM, please. XLM, I think, is going back to its previous all-time high, not higher. May I ask, what's the ideal crypto scenario to be for your price targets to hit, considering where we are now? Rates at zero, rates really low, and then come down for a holiday. Ooh. And then money printer turned on, and it's off to the races. Thank you, wise words. HEEHEE 1.5 million. Is it down to $1.5 million market? Yeah, it is. Oh man. Yeah, it's like we're not immune to Solana. We're not immune to Solana dumping. So yeah, it's $1.5 million market cap. Do you think Quant is still a good buy? I've been out on Quant for a while. At some point, yes. I turned $1,000 into six figures on Brett. I'm young, haven't told anyone. What should I do? Don't tell anyone. Do not tell a single person. Maybe your mom. But even then, maybe not. Be wise, okay? Don't be stupid. My biggest fear if you're young is that you're just going to waste it all. No, I'm not looking at Nintendo 64. Do you think there will be a big crash in the stock market soon? No, not soon. I mean, sure, a correction, a dump, but no. Every day, always some FUD for us to dump. Pretty much. Guys, I just want to remind you, chain link dump, everything's dumping. Bonk 10x eventually. Oh, shoot. I need to lock that in. I get too lazy with this. Guys, all right. Bitcoin is at $63,250. We are in a range. We're in a range. We have been in a range for quite a while. If you don't see a huge bull run, do you see a run up at least by the end of the year? Yes. We have been in a range since February 28th. The top of the range, when we get to the top of the range, people get really bullish. When we get to the bottom of the range, people get really bearish. Trade the range until it fails you. Okay? Things can go lower. They can go higher until we break out of this range and have a true breakout instead of all the false breakouts that we've had. I'm not panicking, or I'm not getting too excited. This can go on for another 100 days. It really could. So why is Render not trading? I don't know what's going on with Render. Yeah, I didn't buy any yesterday because I was just, what in the world is going on with Render? What if we buy and keep buying until 2026? Will it be a good strategy? It might be okay. Yeah, sure. Things will be higher in 2026, according to this timeline that I'm giving you at least. That's not my strategy, but what do you think will happen after September rate cuts? Higher for a short period of time. Did we have a change of character for a lot of coins seeing lower lows and lower highs now, or is it too early to tell? It depends on the coin. There's some that might have put in lower lows, and I might want to close out some of those if I had longs on those, if I had leverage longs. But I'm sticking with my spot. There's some, like, I don't think Cardano has put in a lower low. Let me look at Cardano. Yeah, Cardano's not close. Let me see ICP. ICP hasn't come close to putting in a lower low. Injective hasn't put in a lower low. So can Manta reach $10? Yeah. Price prediction on Tau 27.61. I just put in a lot of money into two risky coins. Draggy and Flappy seem to have a lot of potential. Any thoughts? I don't know anything about Draggy and Flappy. All right, 4 people are entered into the 0.2 Solana. You buy 0.2 Solana worth of HEEHEE. As of right now, only 4 people have entered, and you have the next hour and a half. No, 2 hours, excuse me, to enter. So only 4 people have entered. So remember, you buy 0.2 Solana worth of HEEHEE, you'll automatically be entered into a raffle to where you could win $100 worth. Thank you, Luxury Cigar Reviewer. Do you think Crow is worth holding or better to sell at a loss and buy Tau? Crow is the kind of cryptocurrency that explodes during peak euphoria, not any time before then. So you want to buy Tau, sell it to buy Tau? Sure, you know. Can Pith reach $20? $340 is my price target. $20. Is it a good time to go all in on ICP and AOs? They're at entries. That's all I'll say. AOs, I've been talking about AOs as a play leading up to the NVIDIA earnings report. ICP is right within the zone that I've been looking to buy ICP at. That's all I'll say. So is it a good time? Yeah. Hey, Alex, from your last 2 vids, which of the list are at a good entry? Cardano, ICP, Injective is getting very close. Wow, Will Johnson, worst day for stocks globally since March 16th of 2020. Since March 16th of 2020. COVID. 3 trillion wiped out, not good. Now, guys, do you want to keep listening to the people who are saying $200,000 Bitcoin end of 2025? Or do you want to put on your big boy glasses or big girl glasses and actually think about this? Can crypto, the most risky asset in all of existence, do well during a time when people are going massively risk off? So again, is there money to be made in 2024? I believe there is. I believe Bitcoin will put in a new all-time high in 2024. Whatever the case, my play is to be out 90% within 2 to 4 months after the first rate cut. What's your AOs and render buy-in targets for the NVIDIA earnings report? I just bought yesterday. I bought on August 1st. And again, JN, I didn't buy render. I just bought AOs and TARs. Hi, Alex. Just connecting. When do we expect the pick of this calf run happening? Calf run. I get it. The peak within 2 to 4 months. Can't do this anymore going pub. Yeah, good call, Will. Bought HEEHEE. Okay. Let's see how many people are in right now. We've got like 7 or 8 people. What do Warren Buffett say? Buy when people are fearful. Absolutely. Do you think Bonk could do a 10x this year or Floki? Not this year, no. At some point. Is a call option for 3 weeks a good strategy for NVIDIA? Normally, I would say yes. NVIDIA is actually down a decent amount. Even though they keep blowing it away with their earnings, it's just like, I don't know about right now. You think every meme coin will pump when Bitcoin goes parabolic? Yes. I mean, every meme coin that's still active and alive. What's the reason for stocks going down? Just the unemployment report? Yes. That's exactly why. Did you already talk about NEAR? I have not. Let me see NEAR. 479. NEAR is in the entry zone. It's in the box. It's in the entry that I gave for it. It has not put in a lower low on the daily chart. So I am interested in buying NEAR right now. NEAR 10x. I mean, my peak bull run target is about $46. It's at $474 right now. What's the go with the FET AI merge? I don't know. I really don't know. Ondo, what's your take on it? It's good RWA. Oh yeah, definitely. Thoughts on Solnick? I like Solnick. I love Solnick. I'm going live. I'm doing a space in 54 minutes with Devin from Solnick. So DCA, Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana now good. I think that's fine. I keep buying in the raffle, but I never win. You have a 1 in 20 or 1 in 30 chance of winning. We've done 6 raffles maybe. So, I mean, the odds were against you in winning, and I hope that you do win eventually. So, do you believe that ICP will hit your prediction price in 2024? No. Absolutely not. Morning, Alex. Think ETH can see 8K with a rate cut in September? That seems a little too high. I would say somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000. Oh my goodness. What a day. What a day. I think this is a day we're going to remember. I'm just like, every time I look at the Bitcoin chart, 10 seconds ago I saw it was at $63,000, and then I looked again and it was at $62,500. It's just, the volatility today is insane. Why not Render? Think it's going much lower? I just think something's up. Something's up with Render right now. I mean, they changed their ticker from RNDR to Render, and I don't know what's going on with them. Do you think NASDAQ will peak at a similar time to Bitcoin 2 to 4 months after rate cuts? Yeah, that's what I think. I think it'll be barely higher than whatever its all-time high is right now. Just like, I mean, if you want to look at historically, as far as what I think is going to happen, we have to go back to 2008, 2007 actually. So 2007. All right, stop being a punk, computer or trading view. (2007). Got to zoom in here. Ay, ay, ay. All right, look at 2007 for those of you on YouTube. Actually, let me flip this. This is essentially what I think is going to happen. All right, so for those of you on TikTok, here we go. 2007, this is the Dow Jones in 2007. These are weekly candles, okay? So Dow Jones, it peaked, it had this first peak here on July 16th of 2007, and then we were starting to see weakness in the economy. And we had a pretty significant dump here. What was that? All right, it peaked at a little under $14,000, the Dow Jones, and then it went down to $12,500. So that's about a 10% drop in the Dow Jones. Right around this time, they scheduled an emergency Fed meeting, and they cut rates. And then the Dow Jones rallied to a new all-time high, but just barely a new all-time high. This is what I think is going to happen. And the timeline is actually really close. So this is what I think is going to happen. The Dow Jones, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles, 9 weekly candles until the Dow Jones peaked. And then, did people believe it was over? No, it just kept on grinding down until it bottomed out in March of 2009. We had Lehman right about here in this area, September of 2009 or 2008, excuse me. But back to the rate cuts. This is barely higher. So the question was, the NASDAQ. Do I think the NASDAQ is going to, will peak at a similar time to Bitcoin 2 to 4 months after the rate cuts? I think it's going to be similar to this. And so maybe we've already seen that first peak in the Dow Jones and in the NASDAQ. Maybe we've already seen that. And now we're on our way down for the Dow Jones, maybe like a 10% dump, similar to what we saw. What would that be? Dow Jones peaked around $41,000. Maybe we'd see it go down to 37,000. 36.5, something like that. And then Fed cuts rates September 18th, or maybe they schedule an emergency rate cut. And then we see the Dow Jones rally to a new all-time high, and we see Bitcoin rally to a new all-time high, and the NASDAQ rally to a new all-time high. And then it's pretty much over until... the only difference is in 2008, if we knew what quantitative easing was in 2008, this right here would have been the bottom. September of 2008, that would have been the bottom because that's when they introduced quantitative easing. We didn't know what quantitative easing was. So we were still afraid in 2008. And so we let the Dow Jones get down to $6,600. What I'm saying is because we know what quantitative easing is and we know what interest rates being at zero is, that something like this would have been the bottom. It wouldn't have taken another 6 months for the Dow Jones to go down. It would have that would have been the bottom, and we would have rallied from there, and it might have been even a V-shaped recovery. So anyway. And then Matt says, buy. Maybe this is the last dip before the parabolic run-up. Okay. All right. Pretty much over as in recession. Pretty much over until they lower rates to zero or rates bottom out. And then it's the best buying opportunity of this decade. You see, you old fella, you give a sad crying face. I'm very excited about that time. Alex, please add a column on the spreadsheet 2024 target. I just don't have enough information to analyze 2024 targets. Because, all right, I think Bitcoin's going to $8,000. Ethereum will go to somewhere between $5,000 and $6,000. But then like altcoins could be all over the place. Some of them could do absolutely nothing, and others could do just amazing things. Meme coins, I think, will do very well in an environment where Bitcoin goes to $80,000. Appreciate your content perspective. Keep up with the good work, bro. Thank you, Just James. Is Thor Rune good entry now? I don't know. What do you think of $100,000, 3x leverage, long Ondo at this price and sell before an NVIDIA earnings report release? This might, I'm open to the possibility that this is going to be a pretty rough month after this unemployment report. That's kind of, it's higher risk right now than what I would have thought. So I'm content being in spot and just hoping that we will have that run up, expecting still that we will have that run up, but being open to the possibility that we won't. It was never 100%. What's going on here with this chart? Oh, Thorchain's at like $3. Why am I down to 5 cents? Oh, because I know why. All right, let's see here. Thorchain, is it at a good entry? Actually, it might be. So, first green candle before the higher high. That's what you look for. That's what you look for as an entry. Here's that green candle. This is my zone. This would be my buy zone. So Thorchain is actually pretty close to that buy zone. Bitcoin takes a beating. AO's down 11%. We have days where things are like that are going to happen. I predict 57K final bottom before moon. I don't think we're going to leave the range. You know, maybe we'll fill that CME futures gap. You know, we have that CME futures gap at 58,800. I'm just not worried right now, guys. It's a volatile day. The market's reacting to terrible unemployment. Yeah, you know, I'm not surprised, but we're going to adjust. I'm going to buy your fear. I mean, I sense a lot of fear. I sensed a lot of fear yesterday. There's a point where I'm more interested. Like right now, I am more interested in being a buyer than a seller. I feel your fear. Let's keep failing to buy Jupiter and Radium. I don't know what's going on. Saad, if you have Phantom Wallet, I lost thousands of dollars overnight. You're in crypto. You invested into crypto. You may not have wanted to do this. You may not have thought that this is what you were signing up for. This is what you were signing up for. This is crypto. If you can't take it, there's no shame in just exiting and never coming back. But this is crypto. Again, 0.2 Solana. If you buy 0.2 Solana worth of HEEHEE between now and you have about 100 minutes, you will automatically be entered into a raffle to win $100 worth of HEEHEE. Hi, I can't find your contact information anywhere. What's the best way to get in touch with you outside of the stream? Oh, man, I don't know. I mean, Telegram, but what do I say? My username. I guess I'll say it in front of 281 people on TikTok and 73 people on YouTube. It's AS Costa 5. AS Costa 5. A is in Apple, S is in Sally, Costa, the number 5. And please, I mean, if any of you listening to this message me on Telegram and just say, "Hi, Alex, I have a question about such and such," I'm probably not going to respond to it. I get too many messages. But Cabal Capital, I mean, if you want me to promote your meme coin, if you have a meme coin you want me to promote, I'm not going to do it. So, Suki, hello. Ondo, am I selling now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ondo, I talked about Ondo a lot. I'm not worried about price action at all. I like Ondo. Fed may have been too cautious here. No, I mean, I don't know. Listen, the Fed, they at least communicate what they communicate. They did not believe that unemployment was going to be as high as it was when it was reported today. So they weren't too cautious. They were stupid, like they always are. Or maybe they're either really, really dumb, the Federal Reserve, or they're just liars. I am open to both of those things being a possibility. I am open to them legitimately thinking that high inflation in July of 2020 was transitory, or 2021. I am open to the possibility that they actually thought that they were going to get away with raising rates as aggressively as they did. And that they were going to have a soft landing after that. Absolute nonsense. Things that any Austrian economist could have told you is absolute nonsense. I am open to the possibility that they are just flat out dumb. Or not that they're just flat out dumb, but that they just foundationally believe the wrong things. Or that they're just flat out liars. It's one or the other. You are right. It is just worrying. I still remember the depression that was on 2008 crash, hence the sad face. Okay, yeah, you're right, old fella. If you don't need the money, don't sell. Ride the waves. When panic, buy more like ETH at 120 USD. Awesome. Yeah, March 2020 COVID. Liar 100%. All right, Solnick will raise eyebrows when NFTs come out next week. That's awesome. What happened? Super high unemployment, Kendra. Why not both? Yeah, you might be right, Todd. Listen, whenever I read a Federal Reserve statement, I read it every month. Their FOMC meeting report. It's very short. It's only like 3 paragraphs. I always put on a filter on my head. I read the words and then I process. All right, what are they? What should I believe and what should I not believe with every Federal Reserve report? So AIT protocol will be a nice buy zone soon. I mean, man, a lot of those smaller altcoins are falling knives. I think by the end of the day, everything will be in the buy zone. Probably. Shelter will decide everything at October 13th. I don't know. Shelter, what? CVO crypto. If this range breaks, I'm eyeing 43K personally. No FUD. Just have technical targets there. I've heard that number thrown out. I've heard 44K, and I am very much open to that being a possibility. CVO. That's the around the price of the yearly open. It would make sense for us to go down to 44K. I am expecting. Maybe it's too optimistic of an expectation. I am expecting that that we're gonna hold the range at least until the rate cuts, and then have a nice little pump, and then it'll be over. So, thank me later if Bitcoin hit 57K before we bullish. Okay. So if rate cut is in September, then out of crypto before January, but worried that is after election. What are you saying here? All right, so you're worried that it's after the election. So you're worried that if Donald Trump wins, I'm trying to process this, that if Donald Trump wins, there's going to be this big rally that you miss out on. That's why I say 2 to 4 months after the first rate cut. Because if Donald Trump wins, I think there'll be some kind of a pump. But I don't think it's going to be this like to the moon, everything's amazing, everything's awesome. Not letting me buy HEEHEE on Jupe. You can try it on Phantom, just in the Phantom wallet. See 4 days, Bitcoin, you will see my view at 57K. There's always somebody like you talking so confidently in my live streams. And it's like, you know, maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. I don't know. And I'm not going to remember. I'm not going to remember you saying this 4 days from now, you know? A 0.25 point rate cut isn't pumping anything. I'm just looking at historically, man. I mean, you could say that. You can have that as your opinion. I would say 2 things to that. People will get excited at the first rate cut. The market will show some level of excitement. In 2019, they did a 25 basis point rate cut. And Bitcoin rallied 25% after that. And so, yeah, AC, mark my words, I have no idea what's going to happen. But the other thing that I would say to that is CME FedWatch. Here's some new information, man. They now have an estimate 73.5% chance that they're going to do a 50 basis point rate cut. Whoo! That is not something that I had considered. And I don't know whether to be excited or scared about that. I'm a little bit of both. DXY. That's something else there, man. DXY. You know? All right, anyway. I wish I had $1 million now to buy. ETH is taking a beating. Everything's taking a beating right now. Scared. I'm excited. I'm excited for whatever happens. I know. Listen. Should I be excited? Maybe I should not say that. Prop C or Rio. I like Prop C. I like both of them. I sold my Chainlink and bought Aptos instead. Any thoughts? I'm not super excited about Chainlink. Aptos, yeah, that's fine. Thanks to you and timing the market just right, I'm still up 40+% across my whole portfolio. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Hector. Japanese economy is collapsing. Dollar up, crypto down. Equals derivative black swan. Dollar's not up, though. I mean, that's the thing. The dollar, the DXY is dumping really hard, Victor. Bad call. Shamos, what's a bad call? I am with you. I am. Okay. Oh, okay. You're excited. Alex, what about the tokenized treasury bonds on XRPL? I'm not familiar with that. All right, guys. I have a space, a Twitter space at noon on my X account, WW Bitcoin. So I have to, after this live stream, I have to eat lunch. I'm switching on TikTok to subscriber only. If you want to stay on this live stream, head on over to YouTube, WW Bitcoin, or sorry, World War Bitcoin. Head on over to YouTube. I'm still live on YouTube, World War Bitcoin. I have another 15 minutes of this live stream. I always take some time to switch to subscriber only on TikTok. So if you want to stay on the live stream, head on over to YouTube, World War Bitcoin. And again, reminder, HEEHEE. If you buy 0.2 Solana worth of HEEHEE over the next 90 minutes, you will automatically be entered into a raffle to win $100 worth of HEEHEE. And you can follow my X account, WW Bitcoin, to see the winner of that raffle. I will announce it after the space later today. So, sub only now. Okay. They talk each other into believing some consensus that doesn't get them worked up. Yes. If I buy HEEHEE on TrojanBot, I can send it to the Phantom wallet. I guess. I don't know how that works. Paul, hi Alex, remember I said something scary was going to happen before attempt on Trump. Still some stuff to come, I'm thinking. I'm open to anything right now, man. Yeah. Do you know if Crypto Weatherman is still around? He's not. No, he's gone. Look at VIX. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh. I saw that yesterday. And I was like, ooh, something needs to happen with VIX. Oh, my goodness. Oh. I don't know how to process this. This is not good, though. So you look at the trend line. That is a clear break of the trend line. So I don't know how to process this in terms of like, all right, is it time to be loading up on canned goods? I'm not. I don't want to take too dramatic of a stance on this. But wow. Why do you think 2025 will be so bad? I've talked about it so many times. Rate cuts are not bullish. You know, what are we doing short term here? A 25% Bitcoin pump would bring it back to its all-time high. From where it is now, yeah. But where's it going to be? Canned goods? I don't even remember what I said about it. I mean, I'm not saying now's the time to be loading up on canned goods, okay? I'm not looking at the VIX right now. I'm looking at the VIX, Tim. And panicking or anything like that. But this is communicating to us, Ollie, what Ollie says. There's a ton of indecision. This is a volatility index, a measure of fear, a lot of things. Seeing the VIX make this kind of a move, breaking that trend line decisively, is significant, and I need to process the level of this kind of significance, which I'm not able to do right now. 25 base point cut might raise demand for real estate, so rising housing prices, shelter is what keeps inflation up. Everything else is down. Yes. Red candles excite me. Yeah, sticks and stones may break my bones, but red candles excite me. Anyone feeling like they round trip their bags? Not me. But I know a lot of people feel that way. Do you think the dumps will continue over the weekend? I mean, usually no. Usually it's just flat over the weekend. There is occasional extraordinary things that can happen over the weekend. But what you're asking is, do you think we're going to create a new SAMI futures gap over the weekend? I don't think so. What if they don't cut rates in September? What do you reckon happens next? I am telling you, they are going to cut rates. I never say I'm 100% sure of something, but this is as close to 100% as possible that I could tell you they are going to cut rates. I bought in March, so imagine my joy. Ugh. Yeah, man, I wish you were around in November of 2022, because that's when I started buying. This means a massive increase in volatility if we don't return to the VIX range. Yeah. I mean, again, let's check out 2008. Oh, man, joined crypto in late February. I just want to see what it was like in 2008. I'm just going to scroll for a while. Just walking through history. You know, not super volatile in the teens, the tens, except for that one time. What was that, 2015? I don't know what's up with that. Let's travel back through time. 0 interest rates, very little volatility. Life was good, man. But then, 2008. 2008. This is what happens when the VIX goes wild. It's usually not up. All right, that is on an entirely different level than where we are today. Let's compare 2008 to today. I don't want to go to weekly. I'm just going to keep on. You're just going to have to bear with me. Actually, I have to go to the weekly candles here. So, 2008 in comparison to today doesn't look too bad. I mean, COVID was the only time we ever got close to 2008 in the VIX. So should I panic? looking at this on a long enough timeline, I'm not panicking at all. But there have been times, you know, whatever happened here, 2018, January 2018, peak alt season. All right. I still don't fundamentally understand why rate cuts are bearish, but are we waiting on rate cuts? Rate cuts are bearish because they cut rates. They only cut rates in anticipation of a recession. That's why we have a recession every time after they cut rates, because they're anticipating a recession. If they weren't anticipating a recession, if everything was looking good, then we'd be great. Then we wouldn't cut rates. Wolf down to 82 million. Wolf is down to 82. I'm pretty sure every Solana meme coin is down because Solana's down. Can you explain the VIX? Excuse my ignorance. It's a volatility index. It's a measure when volatility is low. It's like just things can thrive because there's no fear, there's no nervousness, there's no concerns. When volatility is high, COVID crash, there's just a lot of indecision, a lot of panic. But we say we rally after a rate cut, or have I misunderstood? Immediately after a rate cut, we tend to rally. All right. I think it shows a lot of people think we're on the verge of a crash and they are trigger happy when they think it's finally happening. Yeah, Ollie. Yeah. Not panicking, but the red hurts my soul. You know, I mean, here's something that I'm processing right now, and maybe now is not the time to do this, but I've been doing longs, and unfortunately, you know, with altcoins, it's been one of those things where I tend to get aggressive when I take profits, and I've been doing longs. Maybe what I should be doing instead, and maybe this is true for a lot of you as well, is at a time like this, you are on a long enough timeline bullish, so you add to your spot, but then you do shorts instead of longs. You know, I do have a short open on Bitcoin. It's a very small short right now, and I'm up on it. Percentage-wise, I'm up pretty big, but I don't know. Prop C or Rio? I said Prop C. You said last month that rate cuts would make the market rally. I did, and I'm still saying that. Pendle at 299. A lot of things are down a lot. So again, Zambino, timelines. Rate cuts make the market rally short term. I have been saying that for months, maybe for years. Rate cuts for 2 to 4 months. Watch my pinned video on TikTok. I am out 90% of my portfolio 2 to 4 months after the first rate cut. Is Ponky still worth getting into? I like Ponky. At this point, it's all about patience. Only the strong survive. Correct. All right, I have about 2 more minutes. I have to eat lunch and then get on the space with Devin Dajewski and the Solnick team. It'll be interesting to hear what he's thinking, because he's a technical analysis guy. I do TA, but I was an economics major in college, and so I lean more on the economics than I do on the TA. Coins to buy currently with this price drop. I would stick with the majors, the major altcoins. So Cardano, and then, you know, you want to do the NVIDIA earnings report play, AOs. I'm still in on my XRP bag. Major ones. Think top 20, top 30. So you'll have a live video on X. It's not a video. It's just audio. Yeah, head on over to X. All right, last call, everybody. HEEHEE. You buy at least 0.2 Solana worth of HEEHEE, and you will automatically, yeah, Matic's a good one, automatically be entered into a raffle to where you could win $100 worth. I think there's like 15 entries right now. So ICP, Link, and AVAX to buy. I think those would be fine. All right, I am done. Have a good one, everybody.